Just most of August, I guess. I never fucking shared it on Tumblr. Uh, you know, I wish I took real vacations once in a while. Recently, I what it's August. I haven't been skiing in like 5 months. I yeah, I don't know. Wait, did you tag me in like a latest iteration of shows ready? Um no. Um classic blunder. Oh, let me find an app gift. Uh, are you there? Yep. I heard you just now. We're working on it, folks. Sorry, Death Gelada. Sorry, his microphone won't get recognized. I'll fill a little time here. What are some memes I liked recently? I could we're not we're in pre-show, so you can't see like my screen or if I screen shared. Um, a picture of a burrowing owl next to a warning sign about a protected bird site of burrowing owls, and then the super savers or guy in front of the super saver his own portrait. He used to be James Bond, man. That dude. Just saying, if people don't realize like why there's like so many layers to that meme, like he used to be James Bond. He,
Exactly.
yeah. Somebody said that oh, there was a TikTok video of a girl saying like, "Oh, they say to never mix Japanese and Finnish people," and she's supposed to be cute and as a counterfactual, and then somebody replies, "That's the same race. It's not mixing Japanese and Finnish people. they're both uh, they're both Asian." um, uh, what else do we got? What else do we got? Let me see. I think I
Okay,
got them all
I
posted
think now I'm
here.
good. The only solution I guess I can find is to delete my audio input capture source entirely and then re-add it. That seems to be what I'm just gonna have to
That's a
start doing.
that's a great solution. Is it working?
It
Death
looks
Gelato,
like
if
it.
you're still there,
It looks
say
like
it's
it.
working.
Yeah. Pretty please. I can also turn the volume. I'm just gonna have to
That's a
start doing. Okay, I
Jiang
think so.
Hui He, the unethical Chinese scientist, said, "Is it scientific? He said it is scientifically feasible to depopulate India in 48 hours."
Yes. Immoral Chinese scientist. I wasn't familiar with your game.
um, I love it when fantasy novels are about 35-year-olds. Why is everyone in books 20 or 16 all the time? 35 is one of the most normal ages to be. Uh, oh, it the whole news cycle transpired before the meme could come to fruition, or like, and now the meme's stale.
Mm.
But Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima, the Native
Oh
American
yeah,
Indian,
yep. And then the Cracker Barrel cracker.
Zatarain's rice, the 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 Cleveland Indians and the Blackhawks and
Mm,
Cracker Barrel. We're all up there in heaven looking at each other
yeah.
as
But
retired
then,
logos.
but then they kind of resuscitated Cracker Barrel a little bit.
They resuscitated the cracker.
They
He's
put
still next to that barrel.
they put the cracker back. Oh, how much did they lose? Like a 17% off their stocks. It was like $100 million
Oh my
dollars.
goodness.
Man,
Well, it's just so fucking sad that people have so much invested in some like corporate chain version of Americana restaurant.
seriously.
Like, why don't we have a neighborhood Americana restaurant that you like going to?
Also,
What's wrong
like,
with that?
I have
What's wrong
never
with your neighborhood?
been to a Cracker Barrel. I have no desire to go to a
Me
Cracker
neither.
Barrel.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's ever actually been to a Cracker Barrel. I think that's like a socio-economic class thing. Like, maybe, I don't know, but like, I've never fucking been. And like, I have nothing against Cracker Barrel. Like, the rebranding is, of course, fake and gay, but I also, it's just like, who cares, man? Like, this is like boomer rage getting mad because they changed the sign. They took the cracker off. Oh well. Like the food's still mid.
Well, you see, this is the thing. Like, when like people of color criticize like white people for having no culture, this is what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, why are you so fucking invested in this corporate chain?
Yeah,
Um, are we live
we're
now?
live.
Did we ever run the show thing?
We didn't do the intro. We should do the intro shortly, but I
Yeah,
figured that.
let's run the intro.
Okay, perfect. We'll get these crackers moving. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Altar Podcast, episode 184. This one's titled Eastbound and Brown. We're going to cover a lot of topics today, but that was one that really stuck with me while I was on vacation. Some fucking brown-eyed Indian Punjabi driver got brought in, and California was like, "Oh, you don't speak any English? That's cool. Here's a CDL."
Well, I think he could speak some English, but he could not read it.
Oh, correction. So
Was
he could speak a
was
little,
one of the
can't read it, which is great when you're navigating an English-speaking country with English road signs for you to not be able to read any English whatsoever.
as a commercial
Yeah,
professional driver when you
which
can't read n- official turnaround only.
yeah, no
You cut
hazmat
across
loads,
three
official
lanes
turnaround only. Yeah, you
and you cut
kill.
across 3 lanes and block 3 lanes so that you can turn around in a official turnaround because you can't wait a couple miles to get to an actual off ramp, and then the minivan a little bit behind you carrying 3 people, they all get decapitated
Yeah,
when they can't brake hard enough to anticipate that you're going to make go from the right lane and make a 3 lane across blockage of the entire freeway.
and of course it's a
Yep.
freeway. Speed limits at least probably 55, maybe 65, depending on where it is. So it's just like, what the fuck?
What? Let me look up because it was Florida.
Oh, it might be 65 now.
Florida and interstate speeds 70.
70. Oh shit. Yeah, man.
Now in Wyoming it's 75 or 80
Yeah.
a lot of the state.
Wyoming,
Same true
Utah.
Texas and stuff like that.
A lot of states out in the West, they have like a top speed of like, well, a speed limit of like 80, which means, everybody's doing like 90 because 90 is only
Yeah.
10 over at that point.
Yeah, well, I always felt that like 10% over the limit was more or less acceptable.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like if you're in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, like 3 over is fine. Like no cop would reasonably pull you over for going 33 in a 30. Or
35
going
is like,
we're going 27 in a 25 or
exactly.
going it's like it'd be silly. But and so like 77, yeah, I know it's 7 over, but it's only 10% over.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um So, anyways, yeah, not a day after that, a another truck capsized on the interstate
Mm,
I-80 on the way down,
yep, I did see that. There was
and
also one where I think it was in the past couple of days where this trucker was literally driving the wrong way up a road, and thankfully it was like
no, that
very
that was just like a day or two ago.
yeah, and
And yeah,
thankfully
I
it was
posted
like
that one.
you did, and it was like a lower speed. Thankfully, like everyone was like either stopped or doing like 5 miles an hour, and
Able
all
to
of
like
these people
pull
just
over.
keep getting out of his way, and I'm just like, who is somebody gonna fucking like sit there and just be like, no, like you can't fucking come this way, you retard. Like I understand that probably doesn't
Well,
help the
no, then the cops show up and he like refuses to get out of the car, and
yeah,
they like literally pull him out at gunpoint. He starts a fight with the cops. Like, I can't wait to
fucking
see
a.
where
And
that one goes.
this is kind of a scary thought too. I was thinking about that. I'm just like, all right, these are like three cases that we know of recently that for one reason or another were either
No,
local to Max and I or national news.
I mean, it's like I almost got killed by that other truck driver in on I-70 back in
Mm,
Colorado like 3 or 4 years ago, and now he's out after getting clemency from the governor. And it's just like th this. It's not a joke to be like operating
a
this
fucking semi.
machinery.
Yeah, man.
Like, I would never pretend to be a commercial driver in any country I don't speak the language of,
Yeah, it's like
where I'm like driving a huge piece of a thing. Like, it's ridiculous at this point.
it's and there's what probably like at least 100,000 people or more
Uh,
drivers maybe. Like I know a lot of people lost their CDLs because they were failing English tests. Excuse me, which like we talked about this I want to say a couple of times over the past couple of months. And it really wasn't seen. I feel like there's a big group of people who's like, so what if they don't speak English? It's just like, oh, this is the end result: is people are going to fucking die. People have died. I would really hope it doesn't continue, but more people will probably get killed by these retards that California and New Mexico and Washington and God knows who else allowed onto the road out of some sense of like suicidal empathy because they're immigrants and don't speak English, so we got to give them CDLs.
in Illinois, I'm just looking this up. In Illinois, 40% of CDLs are issued to non-citizens.
Which, if they speak English and can read English and pass the test normally, okay.
I I don't care about a Canadian
Yeah,
truck
exactly.
driver, right?
Like a
Like,
Canadian truck driver or a German or like a Brit or maybe a Scottish family who moved over here because his 12-year-old was being persecuted after trying to defend herself. Um, I really tried to get that video, by the way, that I sent you, the short from like fucking Gangs of New York. But like
oh,
I
okay.
can't fucking rip it off of Instagram and I couldn't find it anywhere, so oh well.
Uh,
But
shame, shame.
it's that's probably one of my favorite memes recently. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's like the subtitle is "Your Average Day for a 12-Year-Old Girl in the UK," and it's like the opening scene from Gangs of New York when he hands his top hat off to his friends and they uncloak him and he draws like a dagger and an axe and starts
Oh no,
ranting about the
he's
fucking
got a butcher's
immigrants.
knife, yeah, and an
Yeah, you
axe,
know what?
yeah.
Actually, I will pull that up. That we're gonna pull up.
Daniel Day-Lewis, one of his all-time
Fucking
great
great.
performances.
Fucking great. Not out. Fucking AI mode. Suck my entire cock. Get out of here. Ask me that again. I'll find your headquarters and I will commit a hate crime.
Bene.
Okay, here we go. Also, Liam Neeson's in it for like 10 minutes. Hey, buddy.
Bene.
Scooby
Yeah,
just
he's the
jumped
priest or
down.
whatever.
He's the
He's the
priest,
Catholic.
yeah. Who like is like the one individual the butcher, Bill the Butcher, respects. Okay, hang on. We're gonna go shoot screen share. Oh, I've forgotten how to do this. No, I haven't. I'm also trying to do this while Scooby keeps running in front of my monitor and whining.
Yeah, I could hear that little lad.
How you doing, buddy? Come on. You got fed. You got treats. I gave you pets. You want that secret thing that no one else has invented that you don't know what it is either, right? Okay. Share screen. Here we go. So yes, your average day for a 12-year-old girl in the UK.
And my challenge,
Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. It's
the
coming.
ancient laws of combat,
It's gonna be
met
there.
at this chosen ground to settle for good and all. Who holds sway over the 5 points? Us natives, born right
Did they like
wise
green
to this
screen the
fine
little
land,
sash on his belt?
or the
I don't
foreign
know.
hordes defiling
Maybe.
it.
All right.
I love how they've got like the headgear on the papist side.
Mm-hmm.
They got like weird masks and like little war bonnets and stuff like that.
I like
Like
the.
the
I like
Americans
the.
are just like we wear top hats. That's
We wear
the
top
American
hats and
thing.
we use knives, and the fucking priest has a literal like Warhammer cross, Celtic cross thing.
He's a war cleric from like the Middle Ages with like that iron
Exactly.
cross.
All the natives were going for like a lightweight at like a thief's build. Like you get the dual wield going.
They're all
on.
rogues. Like,
They're all
come
just
on,
DPS.
get a couple different classes going.
Seriously. Oh,
You guys
great
have-
movie.
Like like you're all friends. You can talk about your classes. Like even build like a cross class. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man, you gotta like.
could do like a rogue warrior build. You could do a
Mhm.
rogue paladin build. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, seriously. Like one rogue wizard, just one, like would be sweet. What else?
Oh, a monk build.
A monk build. Ooh. I mean, well, I mean, like you have, yeah, like the immigrants are also like the Catholics at that point, and Daniel Day, of course, goes on a rant about like praising God and helping him save him from that like Roman popery or whatever it is. So yeah, so you have that, and like I guess you could have like you could have like the Protestant priest like fight the Catholic priest. That would be, yeah.
It's just a scene from Age of Empires 1 where like two different priests are going whoa la, whoa la, la.
Exactly. Just converting each other's units back and forth, hitting each other with their staffs. Man, another game I haven't played. I spent so much time on that shit, like Age of Empires. Not Civilization is another one. Rise of
Dude,
Nations or Rise of Civs or something like that was
can I
another
just
one.
say like
Ooh.
OG actually
Ooh.
sitting at the top of my
Ooh,
desk
cred. Cred
CD
right there, man.
mat is my OG
You see-
CD-ROM disc of Age of Empires.
You see, kids, back in the day, video games used to come in discs, and your computer had a slot you would put the disc into, and it whirred.
First you'd open it up, and then you'd slide it on top, and then you'd push the button and slide it right back in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You didn't even have to install the game. It was just
It was just there.
It was just there.
I mean, some of them, as it went on, you still kind of had to, like, it came on a disc, but you would install it. It was like an exe
I think
file.
the first game I really remember having to do that for was Mech Warrior 4,
Ooh.
where
Classic.
it came on like 4 CDs, and you had to like download each of them because like the game was just so big. The maps were like so huge on that game for what it was.
I remember doing it with, like, oh, God, the original Medal of Honor, like the PC versions. Like, you had, like, Allied Assault and Frontline. No, Frontline was PS2, I think. Allied Assault, and then you had, like, Pacific Assault, and then, like, the old, like, Medal of Honor.
Those were starting to be DVD games.
Oh, you're right, actually. Yeah, just, yes. But it was still, like, there were a couple... I remember there was one where you'd install multiple disks and it would execute multiple executable files. And then there was another one where you would go through and it would make you change disks. Like, these missions are only available on disk 2 or disk 3 or something like that.
Okay, I've got a copy of Call of Duty right here.
Ooh. I actually
OG.
do still have my
OG
OG
Call of
copy of
Duty.
that. I also have my copy of United Offensive. I also have Battlefield Vietnam. I got that rolling up there too.
Nice. I'm trying to figure out if it's a CD or a DVD. It says disc one. There's two discs,
I
but I can't
want to
figure out if it's a
say
CD-ROM or if it's a DVD. I feel like it has to be a DVD.
I feel like at that point it was. I feel like you're correct.
It's 2003. CD-ROM.
Oh,
Shit. Crazy.
back in the day, man. Back in
It's
the day.
it's if people don't realize like the original Call of Duty, if you weren't aware, was built on the Quake engine,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a copyright for fucking id right here
Mm-hmm. I remember that
because
shit.
they're using the Doom engine
I
or the
spent
from Bethesda.
so much fucking time playing Call of Duty and Call of Duty United Offensive multiplayer, especially. Like, there was one point in my life where I was almost a professional gamer. Like, I was in, like, a clan, and we had
I'm always
matches.
an aspiring professional gamer.
Always, always. But that was, like, I was actually in, like, a fucking credentialed clan that competed in leagues. Which, back in the day, a league was, like, some backwater website forum that would track
Yeah.
the shit. Like, it didn't matter. You didn't get money for it. It was basically, if you told people you were in a clan, they were like, ugh. But
No, you put like some like goofy little like parentheses like abbreviation or like brackets around like a 3-letter abbreviation for your clan.
and there was we used to do this one game mode a lot, and usually what we would do is we would do it on like the Pavlov map, and it was bolts only, and I think they had like limits in the game where you could basically make like adjust the amounts of ammo everybody would spawn with. So everybody would spawn with like 5 rounds, and once you were out of the 5 rounds, you just had to go up and slap the shit out of each other with your bolt action rifles. Which on the Quake engine, two gamers like dodging back and forth really quick and like doing this like rapidly several times. It's really funny to watch because like your characters are just like twitching in game really hard, and then at the last second, one of you just hear like, and like one of your characters just fucking drops. We would do that shit for fucking hours, and we would like, yeah, like that's why I didn't go outside as a kid. Essentially, I was playing Call of Duty, Call of Duty United Offensive, and then I also didn't like Modern Warfare when that came out, but like also not I wasn't much into the multiplayer at that point. Like it wasn't as competitive. Like back in the day, it was Call of Duty. That's where I cut my teeth.
All right, look what I got here.
Ooh, what do you got?
Original CD-ROM.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah,
got it.
baby. Hold
The
it
fucking
back.
blur.
Hold it back
Let
to
me-
your face, like next to your face.
See, it'll still blur it.
Fuck.
Let me just turn the blur off. Appearance, voice and video.
Bad time for you to be having an orgy in the background.
I know, right? Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. I can't see myself. I forgot. Okay, I just want to make sure it's in frame.
It's in frame. Yeah, baby.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Yeah, baby. Call of
Rated
Duty.
M for mature. 1 DVD-ROM for XP Vista.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yes. Oh, Windows Vista. I remember that shit.
Okay, this is when they started like not even putting a manual in with the CD-ROM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just
Because
like
I can remember it was dope for Call of Duty. Booklet here. And I had like the box one at one point.
oh,
Maybe
the bigger, the like book-sized boxes games used to come in.
Oh, okay. Like they just have the controls in the fold out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh,
But no,
hang
there
on,
used to be
hang
like
on.
a full manual.
What's that on the
of, like,
back
all
there?
the-
What's that long digit of keys? What's
No,
that
you
for?
don't need to look at that. Actually, I don't even think it works anymore.
It probably doesn't. Like at this point too, it's like vaporware. Like
Well, Yeah, if you stole my Call of Duty key, I think I have another one.
But that'd be hilarious getting your Call of Duty 4 key stolen in 2025. It's just like,
Oh, that was my Call of Duty 1 key,
oh,
but
your Call of
yeah.
Duty 1 key. Okay, but yeah, but it's like you you talk to Activision and they're like, "Your what? Your key? You
There's
just
no way that
downloaded,
was
sir.
legible.
You
I
just
think I have my finger over it.
Yeah, no. It wasn't like I saw the label and I knew what it was, but it wasn't on screen long enough for anybody to make it out. So I just like, "Oh, right, CD keys. That used to be a thing."
Yeah, well, no, you can still go on Steam and like punch in Steam keys or
True.
keys for games
That's
and
true.
download them. I've done with a variety of my old CDs, which is kind
Yeah.
of fun. All right, we're kind of on a tangent here,
That's
but this
okay.
has been a
We do
fun
that. This
tangent.
has been a fun tangent. Yeah, man. We're OG gamers. We got to show off our OG shit. I guess what else can we talk about? I guess since it fucking happened today, we can talk about the fucking shooting in Minneapolis or Minnesota.
I know very little about this. I all I've seen is like a couple kids
Yeah,
dead.
so
It was a
two
Catholic
two kids
school.
died. It was a Catholic school. They were literally in the morning, in the middle of like morning mass or some shit. Two children died. One was 8. I don't know the age of the other one. 17 people were wounded. And then, of course, you have the fucking Troon mass shooter who took its own life. In this case, it was a male who identified, quote unquote, as a female, whose name we will not mention on the podcast. And they went, they did the thing. They wrote little shit all over their guns and magazines in white fucking Sharpie. And you guys can go look this up if you want. I really don't want to, like, you've got your usual, like, fuck Trump, kill Trump, which, yeah. And then you've got, like, rest in power. One of his magazines said fart nigga, which was like, what? Hang on, it's in Matt's super secret Discord. So let me just switch to that. Not that you all will see it. Hopefully this doesn't knock me out of the video. No, it doesn't. Okay, good. Yeah, fart nigga. What the fuck? And of course we have like his manifesto, like clear for everyone to fucking see, like all pages of it.
It's, oh, is that okay?
Yeah, and he looks like he had 2 handguns, some shitty old revolver, and I believe a Taurus. Oh, magazines, literally. Where is your God? Suck on this. Fuck everything that you stand for. Weird. The big one, it's like an 80 round mag or a 60 round mag. It says the big one. Trade. He put a fucking TM symbol next to it. Man, we need to just fucking kill these people before they can do this shit more. Like, sorry, that's not very Christian of me, but the fuck, man.
Um, the lack of institutionalization
Yeah, well, that
of
may be
people
changing.
is,
Who knows?
yeah,
At this
hopefully.
point, it'll just be, oh, you criticized Israel? Well, you're crazy, so you're going in. We'll have that, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that's the flip side of it. Is like, yeah, I mean, political correctness back in the Soviet Union was, yeah, like, oh, you have to be literally insane to not be a communist. It's so obviously correct, right? So
Yeah.
like, we're gonna put you in the insane asylum or the work camp until you recover.
Also, you're a communist and you want to be a communist, but you're gay? It looks like you're also going into the fucking insane asylum / work camp.
Well, it was always, I mean, to the actual communists in Soviet Union, Red Bloc and stuff like that, being gay was always seen as like a Western capitalist decadence.
Western decadence. Pederasty, however,
No, I
is a
mean,
fine Eastern
I
tradition.
haven't read like a ton of the phrases that they would use about it, but like, that's why that's why they in the West we call them pinkos, because we were like, oh, like they like hate gay people so much because it's such a symbol of the West, like they it's the biggest insult that you could give to them because they would never want to be associated with that.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, fornication for breeding only. It's like Zemetayan was a Russian writer in the early teens, 20s, and he wrote a fantastic novel called We, and it's actually like the prototype, or it's like the same outline as 1984,
Mm.
which came out like 24 years later. So Zamatayan like wrote this book, and then George Orwell definitely read it at some point and was like, "Oh, let me just like make this make sense for people from an English culture."
Mm.
Um, but basically, Zamatayan like lived through the Russian Revolution, and then was like, "Here, let me just project this out like 100 years from now," and it's like, oh, like both George Orwell and Zamatayan like made a very discrete point that like human sexual contact has to be very like within the state's purview, and then you have to have like this um like purpose to it. Like they were sort of like proto Handmaid's Tale in this idea that it's like, oh, we're gonna have this like procreative sex only, like enjoying things for themselves is against the law,
Mm.
and having having a marriage that doesn't serve the state is against the law, or having a relationship that doesn't serve the state is against the law. And yeah, that like kind of asexual corruption of human like nature,
Mm-hmm.
and like what marriage is supposed to be, or sexuality is supposed to be, is like a very, I think, poignant theme that they don't realize how, like, why was it in every dystopian novel ever? And then people are like, oh, like we don't care that like why would we care if there's like porn in libraries, and then there's like all this like your kids getting secretly transitioned to another gender in public school and stuff like that. But it's like, you weren't paying attention when they were talking about like all sexual activity being hijacked by the state, and then your school is like doing this to you.
Mm.
So um yeah, just a thinking out loud about that one.
Yeah, man, that's. How did we get here? How did we arrive at this fucking nonsense? Like, how many has it been now? Like, I feel like the baton of school shooting has just been so enthusiastically picked up by the Trojan Society. Like, it seems like it's all them now. Like, outside of your normal gang bullshit that you get in Chicago and Detroit and like, all that shit. Like,
I
the
I I haven't run the numbers in a long time. I used to be the guy on Tumblr who ran the numbers on like
mm-hmm.
mass shootings and school shootings and stuff like that. Like I was doing my own like private um whatchamacallit,
Tracker.
uh what what am I thinking of? Um the John Locke like firearms policy research school or whatever, stuff like that.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, just like attempting to counter the bullshit statistics that were coming out. We're like, oh no, we're going to include it. We're going to call it gun deaths. And oh, look at that. Look how the statistics skew.
So yeah, I used to do that on Tumblr. I don't know. I don't feel like it's
I
worth my time to
I
like
used to do that a
unbury
little
those
bit.
statistics.
I also was really big back in the day of like keeping an archive, especially like pre 2016. I probably started doing this in like 14, of like all of the shit involving Hillary Clinton, especially. Like I used to blog a lot of shit, like alternative news articles covering incidences she was involved in or investigations into the Clintons or all this shit. And I remember too, I used to read a lot of fucking Drudge Report before Drudge Report was quietly sold off post
Yeah,
2016. And before the 2016 election, it was probably the best aggregate news site out there, in my opinion. And then after 2016, it just nope. They sold it quietly. They kept the name. I don't actually know how much money Drudge made off with, but like, yeah,
I mean, at a certain level, I kind of don't blame him. But like,
I don't either. But at the same
I,
time, like,
if like if you're in it for the game, I get it. But if you're also not like in it to win it at a certain point, like, really, bro?
yeah. It's also you could make the same argument. That's what happened with like George Lucas and Star Wars. Like he made God knows how much money selling it to Disney, and that Disney has been just like holding it down and literally ass raping it for the past God knows how long.
Well, I think he was just like, I'm not gonna live forever. I want to retire extremely comfortably and have like, my estate for the rest of time, and I
Hmm.
can do this by doing that. I tried make I tried making Star Wars myself, like, and making it my pure vision, and it was largely critically lambasted. So like, if people are gonna treat it like it's not serious, and it's like, if they don't get it, like when I'm trying my hardest, like might as well just like make the money and
which
walk away.
which is really fair. And like in retrospect, I watched the prequels
Hmm.
with a friend the other day, and this individual was very like, "I'll never watch Star Wars. I hate Star Wars. Like I hate people talking about Star Wars." And I know exactly what the problem is. It's because ever since the sequels and like all of this other shit has come out, unfortunately, the Star Wars audience has come quite insufferable. Like it was always pretty nerdcore, but like now with like all of this new shit, it's just like, ugh, I don't want to hear about it,
Well,
man.
if like the first couple seasons of Mandalorian were good,
We're great.
uh, were great, to be honest. Yeah. Basically like a samurai western lone. It's a remake of Lone Wolf and Cub, is what it
Just about,
really
yeah.
was.
But it
But
worked.
and then uh, what what was the Rogue One
Rogue One was great, which,
was
admittedly,
awesome.
it was good. But if it wasn't, honestly, I really do think the hallway scene with Vader at the very end of the movie probably bumped that quality up, like on a 1 to 10 scale, bumped it up at least a solid point.
Here's where, yeah, I agree with you, but
Mm-hmm.
the genius of Rogue One was that like you spend the entire movie like living in a Star Wars universe where like the Force isn't really available
Yeah,
to anybody who's around at
like
all.
like kind of you have the dudes at the beginning, specifically the
Uh,
blind guy who is like probably force sensitive, but not using force powers actually.
yeah, yeah, he's Force sensitive. Like, oh, like the blind guy can kind of like
Yeah,
get around, like he has sight or something like that. And then, but like you're seeing how like the average person actually lives in Star Wars, which is like, oh, there's just crazy laser weapons blowing people up all the time, and it's just horrifying.
yeah. Like I
And
would
then,
say too, like the Death Star in that movie was really one of the major characters. Like
yeah,
it's always just looming. Like you have like it fires onto the one planet, and like you have the test of the weapon, and it's just like, oh shit, it's the Death Star. And then like
hmm,
yeah, and but again, the Vader just like the other thing too is like Vader's never really been shown like he's like the big bad that like Luke has to fight and then Obi-Wan fights like in the original movies. And then in the
hmm.
prequels when he actually becomes Vader, he's just like going no about Padme and then standing on the bridge of a star destroyer with Palpatine when they watch the Death Star being built. That's like the first time you've really seen Vader like just fucking kill people like violently in a hallway, and it's like scary.
Yeah, in the film versions for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, because I mean there's some
Oh, the comics are different. If that's where you're going.
yeah. Yeah, there's some different playouts of how like the some of the different media went. But
Mm.
yeah, as far as like Vader actually being like Vader in the costume being evil, like we got Anakin, slaughtering the younglings in the Jedi Temple.
Mm.
Um, but who can resist a couple younglings?
Wait, hang on,
I'm
hang
talking
on.
about the beer.
Okay, yeah, Yuanglings, of course, yes. Call me Anakin
Uh,
Skywalker because I'm killing these Yuanglings.
younglings. Sorry, I mispronounced the beer.
No, you're good.
Um, the but yeah, like other than that, like you kind of spend most of the original series like wondering like what's so dangerous about
Yeah,
Darth Vader.
like oh, he
He
can
just
force
seems to be
choke
like this
people.
guy with a cool costume that walks
Yeah,
around and like tells stormtroopers what to do.
and like he
Because
he occasionally will force choke like the Imperial like officers. It's like a really high turnover
he's like
rate.
choking his own guys.
Yeah,
You're like,
All right.
Is he like, and he's like a anti Death Star
Yeah.
that whole time too. He's like, this is a mechanical monstrosity. Like we should be trusting in the Force, like to
Hmm.
like make things right, not
Which
imposing
is
force with like he's kind of heroic in that sense.
a
Like
little bit too.
if
Like,
you take him out of context a little bit, you're like, oh
if
wait,
you think of,
he's not like totally on board with the Planet Destroyer 9000. Like he might be one of the good guys.
he's like, listen, I kill a lot of people, but that's just wrong. But no, in the beginning, if you remember the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, when they having like the board meeting at the beginning, and like his little
Mhm.
coworker just like, fuck you and your fake religion, bro. I've literally seen you force choke people before, but that's not real. And then he gets force choked, and he's like, oh shit. But I was gonna say the only
Imagine
other,
making fun of like your bosses and your boss's religion,
yeah,
uh, and like you're aware that they can like literally use magic. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah, no,
Yeah. The Star Wars definitely is just there's something to making something special,
hmm,
and that was the difference that Star Wars held for so long over Star Trek.
yeah,
Is that Star Wars? There was only so many films that
hmm,
were official canon,
hmm,
and there were books and comics and stuff for people who wanted like a lot more
yeah,
stuff to go on. But most of the time you could ignore them, and then there were just these highly polished films for you to enjoy.
hmm,
And now there's like literally like thousands of hours of Star Wars content to
yeah,
consume,
yeah,
and it can't all be polished, and it
hmm,
can't all be good, and like there's a lot of it, you know they specifically said like, oh, we want to make it like a women empowerment franchise, so like the life's full of trade-offs
yeah,
where like and that's the thing, the original series appeals to everybody. Like nobody no girls watching Star Wars were like, oh, I hate that Leia isn't like the main character.
or
Like
is it
she's very
strong, or
much
is it,
like a girl boss that's
yeah,
like pretty strong throughout the original series, and like same thing's true for Padme
yeah.
and everything.
Like Padme is definitely
Um,
a softer tone for sure, but she doesn't like. She's
mhm.
like, no, I am a senator. I am the queen. Like you're
Yeah,
gonna listen to me. I'm gonna
no,
storm
they're
this palace with my troops, like at the front. Like fuck you. Like you can't
yeah
take my
they're
home.
they're protagonists in the classic like Greek sense of
Yeah,
protagonist and stuff like that, where and they're a part of a constellation of characters. Whereas like the sequels, they had no idea what they were going to do when they started the films, but yeah, just
Padme
like
Amidala committed war crimes against clankers when she was 15. Clankers, wirebacks.
I love how Jar Jar Binks came up with that slur for us.
He did.
According to canon, that's what happened in the Clone Wars.
You know what,
Is
man? It's
Jar
just
Jar Binks, General Jar Jar Binks, was on duty with some clone troops, one of the early battles, and he's like, "These are clankers."
oh, he was a soft A though.
Jamaican patois alien said clanker.
Me no like these rude boy clankers. Boomba clock clankers. God, all right.
So, yeah, the what else has happened recently? There was
Let's see.
there was things and stuff.
Stuff and things. The Sword concert was fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed
It
it.
was also, without a doubt, the hottest concert I have ever been to in my life. It was a dry heat in Utah, but at the start of the concert, it was still 91 degrees outside with the sun down. When I got out of the concert, it was 88 degrees outside. Inside the venue, especially towards the front, where people were literally trying to cram 5 people into like this much space to get close to the stage and the pit, I was dangerously, also amusingly close to the pit. Like I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I was like, I'm like 2 people away. I might want to move a little bit. I don't actually want to be in the pit. But it was hot, man. I would say probably easily over 95 degrees in the venue.
Oh, I bet it was more. But
Probably, yeah.
did you see that there was stuff in Scotland that happened.
Yes, there was the little girl with the axe and the knife who defended herself. What else happened?
Oh, that was the main thing
Oh yeah,
I was talking about. My post on Tumblr, like, whenever steal stuff from Twitter and put it on Tumblr, it does numbers, I think.
yeah. Usually,
Usually. Although I added my own commentary.
yeah.
How many notes has this got?
I prefer the Instagram to Tumblr pipeline myself. I'm still kind of shuffling memes back and forth there. I don't want to, I don't want to be on Twitter or X or whatever. I just don't want to do it. I don't want more social media at this point in my life. I want less.
That's fair. Totally fair. Yeah, I think it got 233 notes in the last hour
Hell
day
yeah.
or so.
I think I reblogged that too.
People are noticing stuff.
I'm pretty sure I reblogged
I think you
that
did.
too.
Yeah. There's the Scotland thing. People are saying oh, she's some underclass Scottish girl living in the projects and they carry knives to sell weed.
It's no, she's not. She's just she's a middle class, comparatively suburban, little white girl, who's just not. No, she will not be taken.
Relative to the U.S., the UK is becoming a second world, developing nation.
Yeah.
The relative wealth of the two is vastly different. And they've just stagnated for the last 20 years, basically. Same is true for Canada. It's just increasingly becoming just this way low consumption society, or stagnant society.
Which
what else happened?
Might be a
recently?
good time to discuss our passport bros traveling into Canada and bringing back right-wing baddies from Alberta. I will do this. I will do this for America, for free.
I hate to say it, one of my cousins did the reverse. She's a girl. She brought back a right-wing Canadian male.
All right, that's fine.
It's fine. Whatever.
We'll get him out of there before he gets I don't know what they do to them in Canada.
And then ironically, the Quebecois are very leftist, but they're the only actual nationalist part of Canada they're the only part of Canada where it's overtly okay to be nationalist about being Canadian. Oh yeah, I'm a French Canadian. I'm allowed to be French Canadian. I speak French and stuff like that. And so even though they're very lefty, all those other things, I know Justin Trudeau was nominally French Canadian and stuff like that, but he's Latino, right?
I was about to say French Canadian / Cuban.
He's technically Cuban, but they are kind of poking out this anti-Ontario, Carney government, where just something about Anglos in the 20th century are just oh, we cannot not turn our country into Uttar Pradesh or something like that.
The term I said it earlier in the show, and it's a term I read recently, and it really stuck with me. Is suicidal empathy.
Yep.
That's literally what it is.
I don't know if that's a Sod God term or Robert Henderson or something.
Honestly, if it is, this is again, I am the reigning champ of who, what, because I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Zoran Mamdani fails at a bench press while trying to show off at the Men's Day in Brooklyn.
So what was that, 135 or some shit?
Yeah, that's what people are saying. 135.
Man,
I don't bench press that often. I don't know what my limit on bench pressing is. What I will say is I routinely rock climb.
Yeah,
and
which takes a significant amount.
I think I could bench a little more than 135.
Yeah, man.
Somebody posted the chart that when they've done physical testing, and they have data from the army, the average European female has a tighter grip strength, can bench press more than the average Indian male. This
is true, which means it gives them more of a chance for sure in combat. By combat, I mean defending themselves.
That's why they always attack in groups.
That's true. They're like the blacks in that regard. It's always
or they go after a 12-year-old.
Or they go after a 12-year-old.
So, anyways, did you see the guy with the skateboard at the New York subway?
No.
If not, I got to show you this. Okay, let me show you
Oh
this.
hell yeah.
Let me see if there's a good way for me to share.
While you're bringing that up, I did actually want to say from my travels, one of my strongest opinions I formed is that on the list of everyone who should be deported, people who bring small dogs onto airplanes should also be on that list.
Oh, dude, people with emotional support dogs are they're like the hippies who like will borrow like something that you lend them from your tent at a festival,
And you
and
never
then
get it
like
back.
literally like you all your shit is gone by the end of the day.
Yep. Yep.
God, why can I share this while I'm in full screen? All right. Do you see it?
Watch stream.
Oh, you got to put it up.
Yep.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50.
So he's got a knife.
Oh shit. All right.
£200 off.
Yeah. So the dude on the right, he's got a knife. He's hiding it.
Yeah.
The guy's like, okay, like, leave me alone. And then he's got his skateboard.
Oh!
Taps him in the
Oh!
face.
Dropped his knife on the
His
tracks.
knife goes down to the tracks to retrieve his knife. The cops arrest him.
You got a knife.
And then the bystander's like, oh yeah, he's got a knife. They
Oh,
pull the
okay.
tase on him.
Yeah. Oh, you just
No,
leave him on the
happy ending.
track. There you go. Yeah.
Just leave him on the track. So fun times.
At least the cop realized what the fuck was happening.
Yeah. I mean, if you just like glance over and you only see like some guy just put a skateboard in the face of another dude, like
It's probably not random.
you're gonna be like, hey, like you're under arrest now. But like he's trying to explain to him, like he pulled a knife on me and he's like following me. So like
Yeah.
I don't think the cops overreacted. Like if they only glance over, like I would have been yelling like, don't put the wet knife away, like stop, don't put the and the cops would maybe notice, but like they don't give a fuck. There's Operation Raise the Colors in the UK. Have you seen they've been painting?
I
St.
have
George's
seen
Gas
that.
over
I think
everything?
it's brilliant. I also did notice too that they were doing it in potholes, and they were like, "Wow,
Yes.
the time it takes for them to fill the potholes suddenly just real quick. They come right out." Oh man.
Yeah, no, I love that. What it's not malicious compliance. It's like the opposite. It's like positive vandalism. Like
Positive
you
vandalism.
vandalize something that should have been maintained, and you pay a ridiculous amount of taxes to maintain, and they only fix it because you vandalized it with your own nation's flag.
Exactly, which is wild that like that's even a thing, but here we are.
Oh, okay. One of the things that broke the internet, broke Twitter, was a lady explaining the African concept of time.
There is no future.
Did you see this?
I did see that. They don't have like a concept of future. There's just the present, essentially.
You move through time. You gain time by experiencing events and so on. And I'm not saying that there's some decent philosophical concepts that are alternative that I wouldn't have considered from that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, it's very earth-shattering to your culture if you don't actually believe in the future.
Yeah.
In the same way that we like conceptualize the future in Western culture. So just yeah, and it's one of those things that if it wasn't coming from like a African scholar talking about African culture,
You wouldn't believe it.
if
You'd be like, nah.
if it was reported by like a white anthropologist like talking about it, it would be dismissed as like the most racist thing you've ever heard. But
Here we
interesting
are.
stuff.
Interesting stuff.
The millennial versus boomer tax benefit war is continuing.
Really? In what way?
I wanted to find the exact stat here, but there's a great graph um, showing net payments in versus net recipients out by age.
I actually have seen a
And
little discourse about this. I want to say it was like on Instagram though, but they were talking about how subsidized baby boomers are, which I assume is
yeah,
related.
basically they're like the only generation that's ever or yeah, yeah, they're the only generation that will ever actually benefit from Social Security.
Yeah, exactly. Like taxpayer funded this, that, everything just going to them. The rug's absolutely getting pulled up behind them, but maybe it won't be pulled up. Maybe we'll have the chance to pull it up behind ourselves. That's the promise.
Um, what else is there? Oh, FBI raided John Bolton's home.
Which is interesting. I don't actually know why.
I think he was keeping secret documents
Oh
post
God,
having his security clearance revoked.
that's like that's becoming like the resisting arrest of like prosecuting your political opponents. Like if you've got nothing else, surely they've got some secret documents. Which I'm not saying they should have them in the first place, but like if everybody has them and you only really pull that plug when you really just want an excuse to fuck somebody's life up, it's just like, all right.
I feel like there should be some other shit we would be able to get John Bolton for,
Yeah.
um, like taking kickbacks from like defense corporations or something like that. But it also would be completely insane, but also believable to me that he's just holding blood feast and he doesn't actually take kickbacks from the weapons corporations. He's just in it for the love of war, like
Exactly.
just like that.
And he is a respectable bipartisan.
Like
so.
he's actually a convicted, like a internally consistent, self-righteous neocon. Like that's the one thing that always strikes me as like just a weak worldview is like you're like, oh, my enemies don't have convictions; they're just in it for money, and it's like, no, sometimes people really have convictions, and they're
Yeah.
just different convictions from yours.
Exactly.
And it's not all that obvious that it's always about money. Um, trying to look through what other good little stories there were. Oh, there was the crackdown in DC. Did you see
Oh,
this?
that's right. Yeah, National Guard troops deployed in D.C. Which the only I remember the strongest or the memory or thing that I saw was I think the Babylon Bee or It's Not the Bee actually like reblogged a lot of this shit. But they were trying to do a campaign on Twitter and they're just like, let's not deal with this shit. Everyone share some positive stories of when you went to DC. And they were overwhelmingly flooded with stories about horrible experiences people had in Washington, D.C., of like being assaulted or just like awful shit they saw, just violent crime and property crime and like robbery and theft and like all this shit. And it just backfired spectacularly. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah. The UK like cut its completely scrapped its space agency
Really?
because its lack of funding.
Oh, that's fucking sad.
Um, that said, they still remit funds to UK aid over to India,
Oh, good.
which has its own space program.
Oh, perfect.
So
That's what we need, an uptick in fecal matter in the lower atmosphere.
people are saying like, well, the UK isn't funding India's space program. It's like, do you realize that funds are fungible?
Yeah, man. Like if you're
By
getting,
offsetting by offsetting one cost, you allow them to spend money on other stuff.
yeah, man. Like if you give somebody, I don't know, a gas card, and like they don't spend $50 on gas and go spend the $50 somewhere else, you in essence help them fund them spending $50 somewhere else.
This is why you don't give homeless people sandwiches, because by saving them money on sandwiches, they get more money for drugs. Give homeless people nothing.
Nothing, except the boot.
What happens to them? I don't know.
Whatever.
Where do they go?
Not
I
my
don't
problem.
care.
Not my problem.
I'm trying to remember the Murray Rothbard quote about homeless.
Murray Rothbard.
Good
Let's
quote.
look that up.
Did you find that thread about the DC stuff?
Hang on. DC negative tweets. Oh, hang on. That was my problem. I looked it up and it started giving me Marvel shit. I'm just like, I don't want this. Okay.
From our socialism as though it's a bad thing. Oh, they're quoting Lou Rockwell archive of it.
Okay, I guess I can't find this shit because it's being filtered away.
Libertarian right-wing economist Murray Rothbard said that police should be administered on the homeless to clear the streets of bums and vagrants. In response to where they would go, Rothbard merely said, "Who cares?"
I mean, that's fair.
If you've never had to like walk home every day past like a homeless encampment, you don't know what he's describing as a feeling. I love how they quoted Lou Rockwell archive in this fucking our socialism Reddit socialism thread as though it was like a bad thing. Like you go and read it, and like I'm just like, oh yeah.
You got to
I guess my
understand from
convictions are completely different from these people.
From that side of the political spectrum, anything right wing, especially that's like openly free market or openly capitalistic, to them is like the same taint as literal Nazism.
Yeah.
Like literally just the source existing itself is like to them proof of how bad it is because it exists. It's just like, look at this. It's
Oh,
right
okay.
wing.
Did you see this? Ex-Space Force Sergeant Orest Schur sentenced to 54 years in prison for fatally shooting a suspected car thief.
Is this the one where he ran the car thief down after the fact?
Yeah, he pursued him.
Which I don't think should be a fucking crime, dude. Like, you're just retrieving your stolen property. I want to say that actually happened in Texas.
Well, no, he didn't actually steal the car. It was a different car.
So
he followed him. Yeah.
I mean,
so
yeah, no, he should have died. He should have shot him. Like, fuck it, he's gonna steal again.
Here's the deal.
No, I can't say that. I know.
Here's the deal: is it used to be under English common law.
Mm-hmm.
You were up. There was like a Supreme Court case, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. There was a. There we go. Anglo-Saxon legal tradition descended from hue and cry, during which every man of a community had responsibility to pursue an outlaw until he was apprehended. And so the hue and cry. The Statute of Winchester from 1285 was provided that anyone, either a constable or private citizen who witnessed a crime, shall make hue and cry, and that hue and cry must be kept up against the fleeing criminal from town to town, from county to county, until the felon is apprehended and delivered to the sheriff. All able-bodied men between the ages of 15 and 60, upon hearing the shouts, were obliged to assist in the pursuit of the criminal, which makes it comparable to posse comitatus. It was moreover provided that the whole of the 100 shall be answerable for theft, robbery, and committed, in effect a form of collective punishment. Those who raised hue and cry falsely against themselves, or were themselves guilty of a crime. So, this was standard common law for about 1,000 years. And then it got overturned in like a like Supreme Court case like 40 years ago. But like you instantly had the visceral reaction that it's like, oh, that was part of what it means to be like an English common law citizen, right? Like your visceral reaction, like because we're part of this culture,
like
that has had this common law feature for 1,000 years. So yeah, I think it's 54 years in prison.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, maybe give him. It's like Gary Plack, right? Like, oh, you shot your son's rapist and kidnapper. We'd really prefer that we already have him in custody. You're not supposed to vigilante kill somebody in custody from the police. Like that was the real crime, right? Is that he he killed somebody in police custody. Like he was going to face justice at some point, right? Um, and so the idea there being like, oh, you're going to serve like a year or two, and then you know go back to your regular life. The idea that like you can kill a criminal for doing, or you would, if you did exactly what a police officer had done, you could be sent to jail for 54 years, is ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and if a police officer had done the exact same thing, I don't think they'd be going to jail. Okay, let's look around. Oh, the a process to end lifelong Section 8 housing has been drafted, limiting
Where was
benefits to
that?
2 years to able-bodied, non-disabled adults.
Which should have been the case already. Like, if you're able-bodied and you can work, you should not be on Section 8. Hell, I would say depending on your disability.
Apparently, people have realized the way that companies are getting around H-1B, like having to advertise to U.S. citizens, is that they put it in like a local newspaper in
Yep.
like someplace like Oklahoma or Kansas or something like that, in rural Kansas or like rural Oklahoma, and then like they get to say, oh yeah, we advertised the job to Americans and no Americans applied or were qualified, and it's like, you're hiring a senior AI tech engineer that gets paid $250,000 in San Francisco, and you advertised it in rural Oklahoma.
Of course, all the best programmers are in rural Oklahoma. All that corn, man.
Um, oh, this is just only matters to me because I'm a space guy. But the 10th Starship's test was basically a complete success.
Oh, good. Excellent.
So we have a star spacecraft. And you can hate Elon Musk all you want, but SpaceX is a big company, and having a giant rocket 3 times the size of the Statue of Liberty that can deliver 200 tons into low Earth orbit, I think is badass.
That is
And I
badass.
think we should use it to colonize space and purge all Xenos. And you know,
We should create a colony for white people on the moon.
Whitey on the moon.
Whitey on the moon, man. I mean, I hear the dark side's already taken, though, so. Just kidding.
What other good stuff happened since we last chatted? I'm like not even sure. When did we last have a show? It was like
2 weeks ago.
two,
It was
the 6th or the 13th.
The 6th, man. It was the 6th.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Things inside potholes, property taxes. Can get that. People are complaining about property taxes out east, and I learned that Alaska has the lowest rate, 4.93%. Coming in second place of lowest tax burdens overall is Wyoming, 5.79%, and then New Hampshire at 5.954%. So, if you don't want to pay a lot of taxes, Alaska, Wyoming, New Hampshire, those are
Well,
places to be.
consider that.
But I still love that Wyoming's beating New Hampshire on that metric without even a Free State project.
Well, I don't know. I think we all had higher hopes for the Free State Project back in the day.
I think they're actually kind of getting somewhere now. It's like they wrote that article about the bear infested town that was like a complete like hack job journalism to dismiss the Free State Project, and like that has been every liberal's response about the Free State Project for like the last 10 years.
The Bears.
Meanwhile, like they passed constitutional carry, they have legal weed, they fucking like just passed like a full school choice bill that like gives a rebate to all parents so that they can fund their kids or just keep the money for private homeschooling. They like frankly, I think they're killing it.
Yeah, it sounds like
There's
it.
a lot of shit. Yeah, there's a lot of shit I would respect about New Hampshire there.
I mean, we've covered a lot of topics, and we are.
Yeah, I mean we're past our hour here. I
Yeah,
guess
we
I
got.
know we started a little late, but
No, it's okay. We also ended a little later, so we made up our time and we did a little extra.
oh, we were talking about vintage video games, and I
Yes.
made a post on Tumblr, and it was in response to me seeing a vintage quote unquote photo
Quote unquote.
of JD Vance hanging out with some girls, including what looks like a teacher in the men's
Yep.
bathroom.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they're standing at the urinal, and he's like standing in the background, like looking awkward.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? JD Vance, I think how old is he?
He's like our age. He's like 35,
He's
36, 37,
41.
31.
He had to be at least 35 to run for vice president, but he's 41. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, I guess he's like 9 years older than, but
Whatever.
he's a little older than you or whatever. So, but like he's like very young Gen X, but like older millennial, basically. It's like, I guarantee you, this homeboy played some Xbox Live and was like on Halo 2 back in the day or Halo 1.
Absolutely. Hang on. I have your post pulled up here. That's it. Right there. That's him. That's our vice president right there. Look at this dude. This dude was listening to Kill Switch Engage and playing Halo 2 and 3. This dude was Energy Sword Sunday all day. Like
And I know for a fact that if you played enough online first person shooters in the 2000s,
oh yeah.
at some point you were in a lobby with JD Vance, our vice president.
And also at some point you either heard or probably said the N-word. You probably did.
To the vice president.
To the vice president. Any one of us might have accidentally called vice president. Or a fag, too. Might have called him a fag. That.
Honestly, the way he's dressed in that photo.
Yeah.
And the fact that 3 girls felt comfortable going
doing
into
that
the restroom with
exactly
him.
Yeah, probably a little bit. Also, like, might have how many times, how many people told him they were gonna fuck his mom, like, or did fuck his mom, or were in the process at the moment of fucking his mom,
even though his mom is like some drug-addled,
yeah. And he'd probably say that
living with
my
his
mom's
grandma.
a drug addict.
Oh,
That
he
makes
got
you
bullied so hard.
Oh, I bet.
bet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Woof.
Well, now he's the vice president.
Right. Now he's vice president.
And now they're making memes of him that he probably, to a degree, makes himself.
There's no doubt in my mind that JD Vance has some burner account on Twitter where he posts like the absolutely most heinous, like right-wing
the worst ones,
like that.
The most racist ones. No one will ever know.
Like in his own wife's Indian. It's like the meme I posted right after the election.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to deport them all, and he turns
Did we get them
mirror
all?
up
All
in
but
the
one.
rear view.
You know he probably made that one. Shit. Oh. Well, folks, it's good seeing you again after 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of no shows because I was on vacation and I'm dying. And I went to a concert. Sometimes we have lives, sometimes these things come up. But we're back, baby. We are back to roll it in, and we will be holding this schedule, I would say, probably until November at the latest. Just because my hours...
What, you broke up there.
No, I was going to say my hours are going to extend, so I'm going to be working like every fucking night until 8 o'clock. So we might have to go back to Thursdays.
So totally broke up as you were just saying the time.
Oh my goodness. I might be working until like 8 o'clock at night. So probably we might go back to Thursdays. We could maybe entertain Sundays again, depending on what's going on. But we'll figure it out, folks. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us again after a few weeks off. Stay safe, and as always, taxation is theft.